clerk please call the roll?
Calling the roll for the Monday, March 27, 2023 Board of Control meeting. It is 11 a.m. We have Levine Ross serving as an alternate for Meredith Turner.
Here.
We have Council Member Dale Miller.
Here.
We have Trevor Meckler serving as an alternate for Purnell Jones Jr.
Here.
We have Nicole English serving as an alternate for Mike Dever.
Here.
We have Catherine Gallagher serving as an alternate for Chris Renee, County Executive.
Here.
Michael Chambers, Fiscal Officer, serving as Chairman.
Here.
Paul Porter.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is the review and approval of the minutes from March 20th. I will make a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Paul Porter. All in favor to approve the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. Is there any public comment?
Nope. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yes, there is public comment.
I will need you to sign in.
If you step up and state your name and what item, feel free to speak.
Good morning. My name is Dolores Garcia, and I am here as regards BC 2023-183, contract number 2874. I'm a homeowner in Ohio City, and this contract number would award an amount not to exceed $247,113 to Lutheran Metropolitan Ministries for construction work on a proposed youth drop-in center at 4100 Franklin Boulevard. I know you've heard from several of my neighbors via email regarding their concerns about this project. We, as neighbors, have been actively involved in opposing a Board of Zoning variance that was granted to Lutheran Metropolitan Ministries, and that decision to grant the variance is currently in litigation. An emergency motion to stay was filed in the Court of Common Pleas on March 20th, and just a couple of days later, the court did grant that motion to stay. I do have a copy of the order from Judge McGinty in case number CV 23976612. In which the court orders that the parties maintain the status quo until this matter has been fully briefed and adjudicated. I think the speed with which Judge McGinty acted and granted our emergency motion to stay that was filed by the neighbors is reflective of the very serious concerns about whether or not a variance was properly granted for LMM to operate the youth drop-in center at that location. And given that obviously we believe the variance was improperly granted. We think that going through the adjudication process will affirm that belief. And in light of the litigation, the pending motion to stay, and I think the meritorious appeal that was filed by the neighbors to 4100, we would urge the county not to grant this award, even if the litigation moved fairly quickly. It's unlikely that it would be complete by the end of this year, so there's almost a 0% chance that this project would begin this year. And so I think it would be improper and unadvisable for the Board of Control to grant this award. Like I said, I do have copies of the order in the litigation to be entered into the minutes in the record, and I'm happy to answer any questions that the Board of Control might have for me. But other than that, I'm done with my public comment.
Well, thank you, and maybe give a copy to the clerk.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming up. Is there any additional public comment? Seeing none, then, we'll move on to our first item, please.
First item, BC 2023-178, Department of Development submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in a payment to Historic Preservation Group LLC in the amount not to exceed $7,820 for completion of National Historic Preservation Act, Section 106 reviews for the period January 1st, 2023 through May 31st, 2023, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Hi, Laura Sims from the Department of Development. This purchase order is to keep things moving while we are going out for bid for a contract for the historic reviews that we need. Each of the funding sources on here require these reviews. Part of it's for the lead hazard, part of it is for the home rehabs and the Black Grant, and then also for our brownfield EPA revolving loan fund projects as well. So this will get us through the end of May, which should give us enough time to finish doing the competitive process for this.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Are there questions from the board on this item? Seeing none, I will make a motion to approve the item. Is there a second?
Second. Second.
Seconded by Ms. Nicole English. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2023-179, Sheriff's Department recommending an award on RQ 11557 and enter into a purchase order with Vasu Communications Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $213,387.75 for the purchase of 75 XL replacement 200 mobile multiband radios, programming services, 2-year warranty, and various accessories for use in sheriff deputy vehicles.
Chris Costin, Sheriff's Department. This is a recommendation for Vasu Communications for 75 new mobile radios for our fleet. They are going to be replacing the ones that are currently there. Last time we bought radios were 2012. They do have a 10-year useful life on these, so it's time to replace them.
Thank you, Chris. Are there questions from the board on this item? Seeing none, I will make a motion to approve the item. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Paul Porter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2023-180, Medical Examiner's Office recommending an award on RQ 11518 and enter into a purchase order with CSI Industries, DBA CSI Jewett in the amount not to exceed $46,311 for the purchase of 7 mobile storage racks with body trays, 1 motorized lifter, installation, and training.
Hugh Shannon, Medical Examiner's Office. This is a purchase to finish racking system for the morgue. It allows us to store additional bodies. We did this with opioid funds several years ago. We did half of the coolers because of the amount of overdoses that we were having at the time. We realized after COVID hit that that was not sufficient. And so we got quotes for the completion of the racking systems and the other coolers. When we did the initial request to the executive last year for the ARPA funds, it was, I think, a combination of miscommunication from the vendor, but I think they were thinking we were going to put permanent racks in, which were far more expensive. Our morgue manager decided against that and went with the mobile racks. They were more versatile. We could use them in more ways, and in emergency situations, they were more useful. And so the price came down significantly. So there's about $250,000 left over from what our initial estimate was.
Is Catherine aware of this?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I mean, we just came up with this. We talked about it last week, but
Yeah. Oh, sorry, no.
yeah, Catherine's aware.
Okay. All right, good. Thank you. Are there,
She's aware now.
are there questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve this item. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Levine Ross. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2023-181, Medical Examiner's Office recommending an award on RQ 11660 and enter into a purchase order with Alpha Imaging and the amount not to exceed $150,000 for the purchase of one Dell Medical MDR mobile digital radiographic system with collapsible column, various accessories, 1-year software support, various warranties, and training.
Hugh Shannon, Medical Examiner's Office. So that's just a fancy way to say we're getting an X-ray machine. So we have digital X-ray in the main autopsy suite. We're required to X-ray every body that is transported to the office. When we have bodies that are in condition that we can't take to the main suites, we've got a secondary room that we use for those. And that equipment is what is being replaced.
Okay, Hugh, thank you again. Questions from the board? Seeing none, I will make a motion to approve the item. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Miller. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Next item.
Next item, BC 2023-182, Department of Health and Human Services, Community Initiatives Division, Office of Homeless Services, submitting an amendment to a contract with BitFocus Incorporated for implementation, configuration, migration, operation, maintenance, analysis, cleanup, and custom development of system data of the Homeless Management Information System for the period March 10, 2020 through December 31st, 2024, to expand the scope of services to include support for planning and utilizing an outreach module effective January 1st, 2023, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $81,800.
Good morning, everyone. Melissa Sirac, Office of Homeless Services, requesting approval of an amendment with BitFocus. The contract scope has been amended to include support for planning and utilizing an outreach module in Homeless Management Information System, otherwise known as HMIS, which is our centralized database for those that we serve in our community. BitFocus provides the system administration for clarity. The software product used to operate our HMIS system. Allowing this expansion will allow us to further paint a picture in our homeless continuum of care of those that we are serving that are traditionally unsheltered.
Thank you, Melissa. Are there questions from the board? Seeing none, I will make a motion to approve the item. Is there a second? Seconded by Ms. Levine Ross. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Thank you.
Next item, BC 2023-183, is being held at the request of the County Council.
Mr. Chair, if I can add to that, Council did ask some advanced questions on this item that we're still waiting for responses. And the Council President has requested that this item get held till at least to see the outcome of the hearing that's pending this afternoon, or potentially until the stay is lifted or the case is dismissed.
So why don't we take a 1 week at a time? I would be willing to do that. Great. So David, thank you for coming. We're going to hold it for 1 week.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item, please.
Next item is first item for exemptions, BC 2023-184. Department of Public Works recommending an alternative procurement process which will result in award recommendations to various municipalities and the total amount not to exceed $3,296,691.77 for the 2023 Preventative Maintenance Program for the period March 6, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. City of Bay Village in the amount not to exceed $75,900. City of Beechwood in the amount not to exceed $11,470. City of Bedford Heights in the amount not to exceed $81,880. Village of Bentleyville in the amount not to exceed $28,877. City of Berea in the amount not to exceed $51,145. Village of Bracknell in the amount not to exceed $19,250. City of Brecksville in the amount not to exceed $32,027.50. City of Broadview Heights in the amount not to exceed $16,250. City of Brook Park in the amount of $28,125. City of Brooklyn in the amount not to exceed $98,640. Village of Brooklyn Heights in the amount not to exceed $51,000. Village of Chagrin Falls in the amount not to exceed $55,000. City of Cleveland in the amount not to exceed $106,857.20. City of Cleveland Heights in the amount not to exceed $6,028. City of East Cleveland in the amount not to exceed $87,000. City of Euclid in the amount not to exceed $1,400. City of Fairview Park in the amount not to exceed $12,000. City of Garfield Heights in the amount not to exceed $146,250. Village of Gates Mills in the amount not to exceed $44,750. Village of Glen Willow in the amount not to exceed $63,000. City of Highland Heights in the amount not to exceed $63,598.12. Village of Highland Hills in the amount not to exceed $141,965. City of Independence in the amount not to exceed $47,500. City of Lakewood in the amount not to exceed $89,719.25. Village of Lindale in the amount not to exceed $10,000. City of Lyndhurst in the amount not to exceed $25,549. City of Maple Heights in the amount not to exceed $92,400. City of Mayfield Heights in the amount not to exceed $11,000. Mayfield Village in the amount not to exceed $75,400. City of Middleburg Heights in the amount not to exceed $82,000. Village of Moreland Hills in the amount not to exceed $39,224. Village of Newbrook Heights in the amount not to exceed $80,000. City of North Olmsted in the amount not to exceed $47,097. Village of North Randall in the amount not to exceed $43,875. City of North Royalton in the amount not to exceed $32,567.90. Village of Oakwood in the amount not to exceed $109,200. City of Olmsted Falls in the amount not to exceed $41,600. Orange Village in the amount not to exceed $90,361.95. City of Parma in the amount not to exceed $200,000. City of Parma Heights in the amount not to exceed $196,000. City of Pepper Pike in the amount not to exceed $97,200. City of Richmond Heights in the amount not to exceed $119,500. City of Rocky River in the amount not to exceed $54,018.30. City of Seven Hills in the amount not to exceed $44,549.44. City of Shaker Heights in the amount not to exceed $22,500. City of South Euclid in the amount not to exceed $25,495.61. City of Strongsville in the amount not to exceed $188,775. City of University Heights in the amount not to exceed $32,646.50. Village of Valley View in the amount not to exceed $45,000. Village of Walton Hills in the amount not to exceed $24,000. City of Warrensville Heights in the amount not to exceed $15,000. City of Westlake in the amount not to exceed $52,500. Village of Widmer in the amount not to exceed $39,600.
I'd like to say that 3 times fast, huh? Okay.
Someone get her some water. Nicole English from Public Works. So this is our annual preventative maintenance program that we have been doing. I've lost count how many years. I think this goes back to Councilman Greenspan, actually, who kind of started the request for this program where we reimburse cities for work that they do related to keeping their roads going with preventative maintenance work, such as crack seal, pothole filling, that kind of work. So we take applications in the fall, we score them, and then we award the dollars typically early in the year. This year, the letters went out on March 6th, awarding the letters to all of the cities that are shown. There's 53 cities that were awarded funding. Of 55 that applied. The 2 cities that did not get funding, we have talked to about why their applications didn't get scored, and they just really weren't appropriate for this program. We set aside $2.5 million a year for the program. You'll see that the number is over because while these are not to exceed amounts, most cities come in lower, and so we roll that money over from year to year. So this is about the amount of money that we have in the pot for this current year. And we've been doing the alternative procurement maybe for the last 3 or 4 years, which allows us, ever since the Infor system came into order, so it's not holding all this money up front. We do this alternative procurement that gets awarded to the cities, and as they come in, we issue POs in the amount of the invoice itself. So it's not putting a hold on all of this money for the next year while we wait for the invoices. It was deemed that's a better fiscal way to do it. So happy to answer any questions, but again, our annual program.
Thank you, Ms. English. I do have a question. Any reason why City of Cleveland is only $106,000 I mean, they're a big
what they
city.
ask for. So the only restriction we have is the most any city can get is 200,000, and I believe Parma is the only ones who got to the limit
They're close,
this year.
196.
Yeah, Strongsville's close.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
often close. So it's what they applied for and then what they scored. We did use this year the equity zones as part of the scoring, and so they got some extra points if the project was in an equity zone. But again, yeah, it's based on what the cities apply for. Some cities will apply for a lot one year and then not the next year because they've essentially done all their county roads in 1 year. So it just depends on what they apply for.
Okay, thank you. Board members, are there any questions? Seeing none, I will make a motion to approve this item. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Miller. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is
I'll have
approved.
a abstain from Gallagher.
Oh, we have one abstention. Thank you. Okay, next item.
Next item is BC 2023-185, Department of Public Safety and Justice Services recommending an alternative procurement process and exemption from aggregation for the Stop Violence Against Women Act Block Grant and Title II Formula Juvenile Justice Delinquency and Prevention Act Block Grant programs for the period July 23rd, 2023 through July 22nd, 2028.
Good morning, Leslie White, Department of Public Safety and Justice Services. So we currently have a standing alternate procurement process and exemption from aggregation in place for the period 7/23/18 to 7/22/23. So this requested exemption will continue that approval for another 5 years. The alternate procurement complies with our grant requirements, and it's a competitive process. It's very similar to the county's procurement process. There's a couple exceptions to that. Instead of it being an RFP, we issue a notice of funding opportunity, so it's not a procurement document. And then it's issued by our Department, Public Safety, instead of the Department of Purchasing. But similar to the RFP process, the proposals are reviewed by an allocation committee, and so they use an evaluation tool that's developed prior to the RFP going out, and they score it, and then come together as a group and discuss and decide which proposals they'd like to fund. And then the recommended projects are forwarded to the state with our grant application. And then once we get approval to move forward with those, the contracts do come to this group for approval before we execute the contracts.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. Are there questions from the board on this item? Seeing none, then I will make a motion to approve the item. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Miller. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed? The item is approved. Moving on to consent agenda.
Consent agenda items are BC 2023-186 and BC 2023-187.
Okay, board members, there's only a couple items today. Are there any questions on both items, be it the travel to Vegas and some of these other ones? I'm sorry,
Seems like the right place to go, though.
it pops to my eyes when I see these things.
For good.
Okay, seeing, well, I'll make a motion to approve today's consent agenda items. Is there a second? Second by Mr. McAleer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Today's consent agenda items are approved. Moving on to other business.
There's no other business?
Any further public comment?
No other public comment?
I will make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Miller. All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.